right, welcome back to the Wisco Wistys, episode 37. Both repping the VFD.
Oh, the dental. I was like, wait, what?
I know it sounds like an STD. Um, that's my practice. That's that's
STD?
that's great. VFD. Um, so we're gonna do mostly NBA today, huh?
All that's going on in the world. Yeah.
Yes, sir. All right. So last night, your boys
Woo! Oh,
somehow, I don't know how they did this, but they swept the Indiana Pacers.
I concede. I concede.
Concede what?
It's the easiest path to the finals
I just
ever.
wanted to hear you say it, big boy. We all saw it. You had to come to the
Now,
reality.
do
Jimmy
I think we're
less Heat,
yeah.
a beat up Cavs without Donovan Mitchell for most of it, and then the Pacers without Tyrese for half of it. They shouldn't have even gotten there because they had to play a beat up Bucks team and then a beat up Knicks team. So it's like no matter who you would have saw, it would have sucked.
True, but a part of
Maybe we
me
would have been
also
healthy
wants
if by
to
then. I don't know.
part of me all I mean, Kristaps was out, but we didn't have the same injuries that everyone else had. No, everyone was injured. Donovan was injured. Jimmy was injured. Joel was injured. OG, Brunson, Giannis,
Dame for a little
Middleton,
bit.
Dame, Halliburton. Like
Yeah.
we were the like. There's something to say about us being healthy.
Yeah. I mean, that's great. That's how you have a better chance of winning if all your starters are
And
healthy
and you can make the argument that like getting the one seed allow so early, allowing us to like rest a little more and
before the end of the
before
season.
the season
Yeah.
started, and then also allowing us to play the Heat, who had to go all out at the end, and that could have ran them into the wall with getting hurt. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
you also run into teams who are like the Pacers or the Bucks, who are really have to keep
They got to
playing during
ramp
that
up
time.
to
Yeah,
like
and
hit
then
their stride.
so then we
Yeah.
obviously didn't have to do that. So maybe if we played 10 more games like they did,
I
we
think,
would be hurt, but
I
it's
think
still the
hindsight,
easiest
I
path.
think hindsight's 2020 or 50-50 if you're Cam Newton. Um, I think you say that and it makes sense. It could be very true. Or
It is true, but it's still the
But
easiest
then you
path.
could say like, oh, if the Heat went on a tear like they did last year, it's like, oh, well, it's because they had to play to get in and they were in desperation mode and they were hitting their stride at the right time. It's all
Yeah,
about
but
narrative and it's all
I
about
would I
hindsight.
w I agree with that, but I would argue that that's more of an NFL thing.
Yeah, because in the NBA,
Once you get
eventually,
hot,
eventually
in the
it's
NFL,
the better
you
team's gonna win.
go. Yeah, but in the NBA, the 7 game series shuts down it all because you
Yeah.
can just be good and get hot
I
and
mean,
shoot
I
great
saw
for
a
one
stat that
game.
said the Pacers in 3 out of the 4 games had a 90 or more percent chance to win with like 4 or less minutes left in each game. In game one, it was 10 seconds less left, and they had like a 98% chance to win, and
Yeah,
they
because they
lost.
inbounded the ball and it
Right. And they end up
ground
losing in
stole it.
overtime.
And then we
Second
pounded
game,
them
I
game
think,
two.
yep,
We
that
killed
was
them.
it. And then the third game, they had a 97% chance to win with like 2 minutes left. And then
Correct,
this
because they
last
were
game,
up.
they had a 90% chance of winning with 4 minutes left. So it's like they just, they could have used Halliburton or some star to close out for them or something. I don't know
Yeah,
if it's
but
Halliburton, but they could have,
he was
they
there and
need
won, and he was
something.
part of the reason they choked.
I
I
mean,
will say
last night
that
they didn't score the last 3.5 minutes.
yeah, and what they
That's
did that
not going to do it.
he's the same reason they didn't win game one too. I
Right.
the key
I'm not
force
sold on him.
in no
I don't
the
like
key
him.
force in those 3 games is one individual. That's it. It's the difference in our team.
Drew.
It's not even question. It
I know, and
every
I
time
fucking
a
hate it.
great defensive play needed to be made, he made it. Steal, block, rebound, whatever. He hit the last 2 games because he doesn't like he's not the main offensive force, right? So you always get a pick and roll with him, and he's just kind of dishing to the other guy. He's kept it because, and
Hmm.
they're like, oh fuck, and once both time hits the free throw.
Yep.
Last night, obviously, he gets a stop on what's his face, Nemar. Is it Nemar?
Nembhard.
Nemhard?
Yeah.
Nemhard. He gets the steal. Last night, Brown drives, White kicks, whatever, and then we get a steal, get a stop, and what happens? Tatum shoots, it misses, it goes in and
Gets
out
the
three,
rebound.
gets the offensive rebound. He just makes these winning plays. Some guys just are there, and he's done it
I think
before, and
that's the veteran savvy.
it's the
That's
greatest thing ever. Like Marcus
yeah.
Smart was winning plays, but he never did it when it mattered really the most in the biggest moments.
And he wasn't
Holiday's
reliable enough.
correct. Holiday's proven, and he's doing it. Game one, Halliburton had the ball. They're in control at the end of the game, and
Yeah.
he's pressure defense dribbles it out of bounds. There's just things that he does, and he is the reason he was sick for game three. He wasn't even going to play, and then he just showed up.
Yeah.
He's the reason why I have confidence going in late game now, and I have confidence in the finals. It's a difference now. I
I
do.
know. And I hate that we let him go for that, especially for you guys to get him. That
Yeah,
pisses
for
me
our
off.
fourth best player too. That's what's wild.
Yeah. It's it doesn't make me happy as a Bucks fan, especially the way our season went and especially seeing his success with you guys. Even though he's not nearly as good on your team as he was on ours, but he's like the third option, maybe the fourth option on your team now. He was
He's
like
the
our
f-
second or third.
he's the first. He's the second defensive option. Derek White's all NBA defensive player, so he's the
And
second
he's
defensive.
bigger too, so he'll get the wing or like those bigger guys that
Correct.
you most likely have on.
And going into, we're not going to talk about the finals this week, but going into Dallas, because we're assuming they get there, you need two guards for
Mhm.
Kyrie and Luca, right? So
Yeah.
like that's awesome. And then he's like the fifth scoring option. You have Brown, Tatum, and then when Porzingis plays, he's our clear three. Derek White, people don't realize how important he is to our offense. Like
Hmm.
Holiday was averaging like 12 a game, and then this playoffs he can go off for 30,
Yeah.
28. It
And
he just
Horford
and then you have
somehow is
Horford.
still
Or
kicking.
yeah, he was 5 for 7 from deep. Tatum, we have to talk about that. That pass that Tatum made when he drove and went behind the back,
That
no
was
look.
good. Yeah.
That was, I mean, I'm sure they've practiced that, but to do that in that moment, to
Hmm.
actually make it a like perfect pass, awesome.
Yeah, it was right in the breadbasket.
It was
That was
perfect.
a good pass. I
What
will
did
say
you
that.
think? Did you see Brown punch McConnell in the face?
He didn't punch him. I mean, he didn't need to foul like that. It was kind of like
He reached for the
lazy
ball, but do
last
you think
minute.
that should have been a flagrant?
Yeah,
I thought it should have too.
probably.
I don't understand the
'Cause
I
that's not like a
understand it.
normal basketball move. I think that's what
He
the
was
definition or it's something near that
I thought it
definition where it's
yeah, it's
like
supposed to be
it's
like
not in the normal realm of play.
yeah, and it but I mean it is to me though. I disagree with
I
that.
don't think he was going
He's
for the it
reaching for the
wasn't at
ball.
it wasn't even close to the ball though, was it?
He was delayed. It was just so
Yeah.
fast.
It was just not
But
necessary too. So I think that
that's
all
why I
taken into
think it was. I
consideration
think
was like
not
he didn't need to
necessary.
do it. Plus it was to the face, so that raises it a couple points. So then it's like,
Yeah,
yeah, it
so
pushes it all
that's
those things together pushes over the edge. It's a
that's why
flagrant.
I thought it would be, and they said it was while excessive wasn't, and I was kind of shocked by that. I sometimes they call some shit, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what? Like the NBA, I don't think there's a single way to improve NBA officiating. It's really
No,
bad.
it's tough.
What so just discussing the Celtics, what is your confidence level going into the finals on a scale of 1 to 10 for
Like
the
I
Boston Celtics?
10 meaning I'm confident they can win the whole thing.
Yeah, you're confident in the team who we have. It doesn't have anything to do with the opponent at the moment.
Well,
It's just about the Celtics.
it does have to it has to have to do with the opponent because you match up
No, it's
differently.
yeah, but I'm talking just the Celtics. Do you believe in the team? Because like you could pick
Yeah.
different opponents
Yeah, I would
and
say
say,
I
"Oh
have a
God,
good
I'm
I have a
scared."
good eight, 7 or 8 out of 10. I feel really confident in
Who's
if
your
I'm the
dr
Celtics.
who's your driving force? Who makes you go, yeah? That can be a couple people too. What
Well,
makes
I
you
think
go
it's I
makes you
I
get to
still
there?
don't
That's to be the
believe in
question.
Porzingis, and I haven't watched you guys enough this year to really know what he has done for your team, but
He's a pick
it's
and pop.
Drew, it's the other four. It's Drew, it's Derek White, and it's your two stars. Because somehow Jalen Brown is actually good at basketball.
He's a stud. I
And
know he can't go
Tatum,
left, but he's a stud.
right, and Tatum is gonna disappear,
But he
but then
ebbs
he'll
and
have a good
flows.
game, and then he'll
Yeah,
disappear, and then he'll have a good game. I still don't think he's but then you have it's just a well-rounded team. I
it
hope
is.
the Mavs win because then they both get like a similar amount of time off, like tonight, meaning
Oh,
against
oh.
the Minnesota.
Did you not
I hope
say
they
if
win
the
so they both
Mavericks
get like
win,
a
you're gonna root for
simmer.
Boston?
Yeah,
Okay, so I want to see some active rooting then
I'll
for
wear
my
my
team.
holiday jersey. It's only
Yeah,
because of holiday,
I want to
and I
see
just
it.
am not a fan of fucking Luca.
I have a
He's such a
coworker.
bitch. I
I
hate
have a
Luca.
coworker who I talked to, one of the guys on our team, and I sent him Brown last night or this morning, and he's like, "Yeah, good win, good win." He's a Bulls fan. He's from Chicago, and he's
Yeah.
like, hate to tell you this, but rooting for the Mavs. And then he sends the meme with Jim in the office just sliding back in his chair trying to disappear. And I was like, why? He's like, big Luca fan, not really a fan of Tatum and Brown. And I said, you like complaining assholes?
Yeah.
And he just sent back,
Who don't play
yeah, that's true.
defense
And I
and
was like,
Kyrie is so weird. Like I want to like him because he seems like a genuine person, but it's almost too genuine where you feel like he's lying. He's not. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
no,
Like he's like being fake, almost
his
too genuine. He's almost
his
being too nice where he's kind of
it's so
comes off
much
as
like
fake and
yeah,
arrogance.
it's like upfront in your face about how real he is as a
Yeah, how
human that is
righteous he
like
is. Yeah.
this is not real. It's
Like get
Russell
off your
Wilson.
high
It's
horse type of
Russell
shit.
Wilson.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's bad. That's sad that that's kind of what we've come to. And if he truly is like that, if he truly is a good guy to his core, and like he portrays himself as, it's sad that when the people are like that, we still say, "Oh, he's faking it. He
Yeah,
sucks."
you
Blah blah
can't
blah.
win, but he doesn't
Yeah,
care.
it sucks. But
I
I'm
admire
not a
his
fan of him.
game.
He's just kind of weird. He's fucking good.
Yeah, his
His
finish.
offensive game, yeah,
Yeah.
probably best finishing guard ever. I mean, just being his size, it's unreal that he can do what he does. But I don't know. He's just kind of out. He's just strange. He's out there. He's like Buddhist or something, and
He's just
he's
Islamic, isn't he? Because he's
yeah.
like
Not that
Allah
that's
and
wrong or
stuff.
anything. It's just very
Eccentric.
yeah,
Even though there's like 10 million of them or
but not
2
in
billion of
America.
them.
Not in America. That's
Yeah.
not very common here, especially for like an
Well, it's a form of
American-born
Christianity, isn't it? Is that is that right?
Islam.
Yeah. What?
I don't think so.
I thought it was.
I think it's very different. For those of you who are listening, Cole's Googling this right now.
Yeah, yeah. Christianity was born from within the Jewish and Islamic traditions developed from Christianity and Judaism. So I guess Christianity is a form of an offset of
Well,
Islam, according to
Judaism, I feel like is
pbs.org.
closer to Christianity, but is I mean, well, I guess they have Allah. That's very
Muslims
close.
Muslims believe that Jesus was a prophet of God and was born to the Virgin Mary.
Yeah, but they don't think he was God in the in the flesh. Like
Yeah,
they don't believe like Christians believe in the Holy Spirit, God and Jesus are all the same thing. They think yeah, he was a real person, but he wasn't like what we think he was. I
he's
think
the
that's what it is.
penultimate prophet and messenger of God
Do you know what penultimate means?
before. before the last.
Nice.
Boom. Yeah, that's our religion talk for the day. So
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know. He's
this is
just
also a religious podcast, a
yeah.
religion theology podcast.
So I was kind of in the ballpark, I guess. It's similar-ish.
Yeah, I mean, when you first think about when you first said that, I was like, "What? No." But then when you really think about it, I'm like, "Oh, okay, maybe it is a little
I
more
mean,
similar."
really, all religions are close because it's like there's a Messiah or
The
a prophet
idea,
or a
yeah, the idea
leader,
is
and
do good and you'll end up
yeah,
living forever in the
yeah, it's just
afterlife,
all the
whatever.
it's all the gray area.
Yeah,
Um, okay, so let's finish with the Pacers. Is this a 1-year wonder team?
I fucking hope so.
Okay,
I
I
don't think
would
they're
say
gonna get this
yes.
far
The
again. Yeah.
East has got too many big people that were out. Do the
Hmm.
Pacers go for a star then? That's the question. Like,
Should they or will they?
should they? Because like they
Yeah,
have this 10 man, they like sub out and they're putting pressure on you, and they have all these core guys,
yeah.
right?
You got
But
to get
is
rid
that going to
of.
win a finals?
No,
No.
you
And
gotta. You
Siakam's
need.
good,
He's
but
good, but
they need a guy
he's
like a
just solid. Yeah, they need a guy to just take over.
yeah. And I
I
hate to
don't think
say it,
Halliburton is him. I don't
Miles
think.
Turner's not the guy either. He
No,
kind of disappears.
I
Reminds
would
me of
honestly
Cat.
trade him.
I was gonna say I would use him as bait.
And
I
TJ
don't
McConnell, get the
for
fuck out of
who though.
here.
I fucking hate that clown.
Get
Who
him
for
out of there.
who do you want though on that team? Like that's my thing. Like who are you trading for?
I think that Nembhard, I
He's
hate
got
him. He's so
potential.
smug, but he is he a rookie?
No, I
I
don't think
thought he was
so.
a rookie. He's young.
Yeah, he is
He
because he
could
was
be
at
decent.
Gonzaga.
Yeah, he could be decent. He's a good piece to the puzzle. But they need like a wing or they need like
It's
Paul
his
George.
it's his second year.
Go
Yeah,
get
you want
Paul George.
the playoff choker and the
Yeah.
it doesn't you know what I mean? Like I just don't know if there's an
He's got
answer for
connections
someone.
there. Yeah. There's no one.
Durant?
No, I wouldn't touch any of these old farts. They can't do shit. Curry and LeBron both had to play the play-in tournament just to not get in and lose in the first round.
I just don't know the answer then. Like,
All those guys
yeah,
are
they
old,
need
and
somebody, but
they're the
you don't
passing
know.
of the
So that's
torch. It was started last year with Jokic winning.
that's a shit situation to be in. That's all I'll say. Because I
Yeah.
don't know what you do. On to the West. Mavs gonna sweep tonight.
I hope they do because then it'll be a little more.
The rest advantage is not anything then, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Kyrie, so the whole series is kind of interesting to me because Kyrie and Luke, every game has been the Wolves have led with at least 4 minutes left in the game. I think that's the stat I heard today. So that means they're just losing in the clutch. And
Yeah.
it doesn't surprise me because the Mavs have that's the one thing I'll be scared about for the Celtics because
If it's a
they're
close
not the
game.
greatest clutch team. They've pulled out some tonight or this series, but Luca is ridiculous and Kyrie is ridiculous. Like you just
Mhm.
don't fucking it, and it's not even to the point where like, yeah, the Gobert three where he hit it in his face, like that was you had no chance. But
Right.
like Kyrie and Luca have hit some shots in the clutch where it's like in their face and it
And they
doesn't
still
matter.
make it. Yeah.
So like those are the moments where you like shake
Where
their
like
hand.
you're
Fuck.
happy that you have Derek White and you have JB is pretty good at defense too, and you have Holiday,
Yeah.
but you're like
It might not
great D doesn't
matter.
mean anything if you have better offense.
It's Shane
And for
Battier against
so
Kobe, and he's
right,
just like
for so long, that's kind of how it's been. It's been great offense beats defense. Like no one plays defense in the NBA, and then it kind of started, trend towards defense actually
yeah, they
matters.
changed
Defense
the
matters.
rules and yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that's the one thing that's why I'm not a 10 out of 10. It's a 7 or 8 because
So
those
so
guys.
what to finish up the Mavericks portion, what is your confidence of the Mavericks going into the finals?
I would say
Just the
Sixers,
Magic. Mavericks, sorry, I
Mavericks.
said
I would say
Magic.
7
So why are the Celtics higher?
because they're more well-rounded. They play defense.
More experience?
They've been there before.
Kyrie and Drew have both been there,
Yeah.
but
I mean, Kyrie, that's big. And he's like won a finals for
Yeah,
he
he
literally did
literally
it. So that's huge having him on that team.
Luka's clutch too, though. He's won in the Euro League, and that's not an easy league to
Yeah,
win
and
in.
I think these fucking European dudes, it just doesn't matter because you see the videos of them playing overseas and it's like the fucking building is shaking and there's fire in the stands and shit. And they're like, yeah, this doesn't matter. Remember? I
We'll
played in
talk about it.
Serbia, brother.
Yeah,
I'm
we'll
not
talk about
worried. Yeah,
it.
he didn't give
We'll
a
talk
fuck.
about it
You're gonna
next
go to
week,
the
but
Heat and it's gonna be
I
tough
think you
there, huh?
gotta fucking get on his ass. Get him bitching. If you get him bitching,
Get
he
Luca
doesn't play
bitching.
as well. Yeah, he does
Yeah,
not play as well. And he complains so fucking much,
I
like
know
literally
every
down the
single
court, back up the
time.
court. I'm like, you gotta shut the hell up. It's so like even his fans recognize it and don't like it.
Yeah,
And the other thing I have to talk about, Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey love this team. And I'm like, of course the team like that fucking just right it just gets oh
yeah,
God. Because of course I have to play the team that those fuckers root for. Because I hate those fuckers. And then now my team is gonna lose to those assholes. And then I'm gonna have to deal with that.
yeah.
I just can't. I hate it. I hate it.
I'll ask this question. Remind me to ask this question next week, but when we talk about the finals, how are you going to react if they don't do it again?
Yeah,
Just
it's
think
gonna be
about that.
yeah.
Okay.
We got to well, I can't wait to talk about coaching next week too. Um,
Oh God. Yeah, that's a funny
Wolves,
matchup.
yeah, Wolves point of view, Rudy Gobert stinks. Like I can't believe
Yeah.
that it makes me devalue defensive player of the year. When people are like,
I
"Well,
don't understand how he won. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I
it's
don't get it.
metrics, it's statistics, it's what he the use, it's all the analytic crap." And I'm like, "Do you watch basketball? The guy is just not it." I think
Yeah.
Ant's a better defender than him. Like, what the fuck?
And
It's so
you're
hard to
telling me
watch.
you're telling me Victor Wembanyama wouldn't have been
He
able to
should have
guard
won.
Luca better when
He would have
he got
blocked that shit.
yeah. He's way more athletic.
I know. I
Watching
just don't.
Gobert dance around, that was hard to watch. I'm like,
It
I could have done that.
it devalues it to me. Like when Kawhi or any like Drew or whoever
Giannis won.
smart,
Yeah.
they make it look like they're everywhere and they're
Hmm.
just dominating. Kevin Garnett dominating on defense. This guy makes it look like he just blocks, like he plays like Brooke Lopez. I just get blocks and don't let anybody score in the paint. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's not defensive player of the year. It just
No.
devalues the whole thing to me. I just hate it. We have to talk about the Anthony Edwards dunk though. That thing was fucking awesome.
He is, I know, he's great. I know
That
your question is, do we pump the brakes on the hype? No,
yes.
you don't.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
no,
First
no.
of all, the guy has disappeared in the series. He's just non-existent.
And you know what? He's been outstanding until then, and he's fucking 22.
Well,
Give him
that's
a
my
break.
point. So
That's why you don't pump the brakes. You
no, you have
fucking
to.
floor it, baby,
We
because you
have to
know
pump the
next year
brakes.
he's gonna be even better. And the year after he's gonna be even better.
But hear me out. People are calling him the face of the league.
No, that we
Yeah,
pumped.
that's what I'm saying. People are like, like this is what bugs me. Anthony Edwards, face of the league, knocks out the Nuggets, and then Tatum goes like 16 points and a win, and they're like, he chokes. He sucks. And I'm not saying
Yeah.
Tatum should be the face of the league, but I'm like, we
No.
want Anthony Edwards to be something that he's not yet. LeBron didn't win his first title till he was like 28. Do I
Yeah.
expect Ant to be a title winner in the next 2 years? No, but he's damn close already. Luca hasn't even made it. We think Luca's great. Joker just won last year at 28.
Yeah, I think
Giannis,
face of the league though takes more than just their play. It takes like
you
their
have,
personality and like off
yeah,
the court type of
it's
stuff too.
all this
That's why I
stuff.
don't think Joker would be a good face of the league. That's why I don't think Giannis would be a good face of the league. They can barely
Luca,
speak fucking English.
yeah, you need a United States guy, and that's the
Yeah.
problem. Because like Joel's not going to be it. He can't. Why is Joel not considered? Because he doesn't make it past the second round. You
Hmm.
have to win. You have to be
Yeah.
relevant in June, and he's not. He just disappears. But his
I think Victor has a chance because he speaks better English and he's just that big of a
well, he looks like a freak.
freak. Yeah. Like his branding is all over. Like Giannis is the Greek freak, but Wembanyama makes Giannis look like,
Me. Yeah, he's
yeah, a
normal.
regular
Yeah.
guy.
Uh-huh. Which is
So
not fucking
and he
unbelievable. Like, oh
and
my God,
he
I can't believe that.
has like a different skill set too. He can shoot, he can dunk, he can do all this shit. So I could
Correct.
see that. I could see him becoming maybe the face of the league in the
And I
future.
I don't think the
Or Ant
comparisons to
in a couple years,
in
just
down the
depends.
road, but the comparisons to Jordan and D Wade were way too far fetched. But I do think the dunk reminded me of Jordan.
Hmm.
Like Dad looked at me and I was like, and he's like, he just kept like he was close to the hoop and jumped, and then he just kept going.
Kept
Like the other guy went
going.
up, and then he's just going. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, like the bounce on that kid was
Yeah. I
unreal.
mean, I hate when people say, "Oh, I see Jordan in them," or "I see Kobe in them," and whatever. You
So
can literally
unfair.
take any player and isolate
Yeah.
one play and be like, "Oh, see, this is literally what Kobe did." Well, no shit. These guys all grew up watching them, and they're
What?
gonna
Yes.
intimidate or imitate them. Like, duh, you're gonna see like flashes of it here and there. These guys are all incredible athletes, and they all are gonna use the really successful giants that came before them and try to
Correct.
mold their game based off of that because they've had success. So you're stupid if you don't look at Jordan highlights and or his moves or Kobe's moves or whatever and try to implement some into your own.
Yeah.
So I hate, yeah, I agree. I hate all that shit. He's
I
not the
just
next coming. He's the first ant.
that's like it's exactly what he said too, and I agree with that. We just need to
That's how most
uh,
people should be. That's how you
we
should
need
treat
to
it.
we just need to pump the brakes on him and all of that. It's not his fault. It's just the
Yeah.
media I think is bothering me. But last thing about the Wolves, do they need to do something to get to the next level, or do you think it's just with time? They're too young. Because I don't know if I trust Carl Anthony Towns
That's
as a
tough.
two, and then Rudy Gobert is not the answer. I'd trade that asshole
I
so
feel like they're
fast.
so close, but
And
you
Conley's
what the
getting
next
old.
move,
It's gonna decide the
this is like you
yeah.
flip a coin. Like you either go all in with these guys or you make a big move, kind of
I
like what the
think they're
Bucks
gonna
did, where you break it up.
I think they're gonna run it back just because they're so close. And Conley, is getting older, and they still have that squad. And Nas Reed's getting better, but like I think they might have to make some changes to get there. I just don't
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, this could be a pivotal
It's a
time in
big
their
off season for
franchise.
them. It
Yeah.
is. Like Denver went and got Aaron Gordon, and that was the move to
Yep.
really accelerate them. It doesn't have to be the best player in the world, but
No,
it's
and
just
you
someone
don't have
that
to get rid
fits
of a guy.
your
You can maybe not sign a role player and then sign a
yes.
guy like that, and then you're like, oh shit, there we go.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'll be interested to see what they do because I can root for the Wolves. I can deal
Yeah.
with that team.
Yeah. Me too. All right. So do you have a game for us, Cole?
Yep. Next, so this is what we're gonna do to finish off the pod. So in honor of the finals, in honor of the Celtics going to the finals, the greatest
No.
team in NBA history,
Mm.
we're gonna do a greatest finals teams, NBA finals teams, winners only. Okay. So
Okay.
champions from the last 32 years
Okay.
bracket. So
Okay.
pretty much what that is a March Madness tournament, and we're gonna decide who would win in those matchups and
And then
bring
we're
it
gonna
all the
figure
way
out, yeah, who the
the
best one would be
best
then.
in the last 30. I did 32 because I didn't want to go to 64 because we start getting into
Yeah,
like some
shit.
time periods that I don't fucking know. Even in the 90s, you're kind of like, because I wasn't even born. And then,
Yeah, no, that's a good idea.
right? And then it just has to be even. So the one question I have here, though, we have to establish just before we decide what are the rules in the game? As in, like, are we playing 90s basketball or are we playing today's rules? Because I think bringing in 90s basketball people in today's game is different than bringing in today's game into 90s basketball. I think we should do today's
I
rules
was gonna say you
because
can't.
I don't think today's teams. would
Yeah.
really, I think all the 90s teams are going to win because they're just going to punch people in the face and like
Yeah.
just take to the hole.
Yeah.
And I know that's going to make some problems for the 90s teams versus like the stretch 4 and 5 and whatever, but
Yeah.
I think it'll bring up some uh
It's a
good.
it's a tough it's tough because you have to do that, but it creates good talking points.
Correct. So I need to share my screen, but you have disabled participant screen sharing.
Okay, well, let me see here.
Got it. Okay. So here we go. Can you see that?
Oh yeah.
So here's the bracket. Do I need to make it bigger or is that good?
No, that's good. I can see.
So this is the top half and then this is the bottom
Did
half. And
you
that's how I
seed
said
all these
share.
guys?
Yep. I seeded this all.
Just shut the fuck.
Yeah. I put a lot of work into
That's
this.
hilarious.
Now this isn't all like who I think would be number one and two, you know what I mean? So like there's
Right.
going to be some like randoms, but so we're just going to start from the top and work our way down.
Oh, you
And we
fucker. You put the Bucks and the Nuggets right next to each other?
I thought that was a good one. So we just have to, if we argue, whoever comes up with the best points wins with that team moving forward. Okay. So today's rules 95 Rockets, which is Olajuwon's team. That's their second champ in a row team with Kenny the Jet and Clyde. And then
Mhm.
the 2017 Warriors, which is Durant.
Okay.
Who wins?
I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. It's the Warriors.
Correct.
That's pretty easy.
Yeah. Next up, which I think is a great
I
discussion,
know.
is the
Fuck.
2021 Bucks to the 2023 Nuggets. So very recent, two players who are now being argued who is the number one player in the league because both of them only have one championship. Both,
Hmm.
haven't really separated. Two
Damn.
MVPs and a defensive player versus three MVPs.
Oh, this
Personally,
is so hard.
I think it's not hard
Yeah, I know. It's probably the
because
Nuggets.
Joker is gonna ruin Brook, and even if you put Giannis on him, then who does Brook play? Aaron Gordon is big enough for Giannis. I'm not saying he can handle him, but
No, he can't.
he, he can go on him.
Yeah.
You have nobody to guard. I mean, you have Drew and Murray's the big matchup to me. Because
Yep.
if Drew can handle Murray, the Bucks probably win. I just 20 Murray was like unconscious that year.
I know.
Do you
This
want
is
to push
hard.
back on that? This is a good
This is
one.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm following where you're going right now. I think it's probably a wash with Jokic and Giannis. Can we just call that a wash between those two? Even though
We need a win.
Jokic, like, let's,
Sure. We need it. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
I
And
think
then
coaching is a wash too. I'll be honest
coaching
with
is
you.
probably a wash when
I,
Bud
I, I
was doing
would
his thing.
probably give it slightly to Denver, but I'm not gonna like argue that
I
he should get
think
it.
Drew could contain Murray, and then I think Chris is the difference maker. We had a third. They didn't have a third. That's
Yeah,
why I would say Bucks.
it was a lot of
I'm
Bruce
also
Brown.
biased.
No, I actually now that you
I'm
say
also
that, I
biased.
don't
Chris
Chris
will
Middleton was
single-handedly
like
won us like
25 a night.
multiple games
Yeah, and
that
his
year.
clutchness.
Yeah. So I mean, I know Jokic does more than just score though. Like he's
Jokic is like
facilitating.
40, 20, and 12 in the finals.
Yeah,
Like he was
yeah. But Giannis
insane.
was 50
Was
points in the game to win
I
it,
will
you know?
concede here, honestly. I think I'll give you the Bucks.
Okay.
I
I mean,
will.
either way, we're losing in the second round, so it doesn't matter. Both
So we
teams, I
can
think, lose to the Warriors in the second.
do you want to go down and just kind of
Yeah,
go all the way over?
yeah. Are you
So
keeping
just
track of this? Because we can't write on there.
yeah, I can't write, so we'll just remember that. Spurs of '05 or '07. The '05 beat the Nets, I believe, and then the Spurs of '07 beat the Cavs. I'm going to
I'll
take the
go.
'07 because they're more veteran to me.
Okay. I was
That's
gonna
what I was going to.
go
They
oh 05
swept the
because
Cavs
it was like a young LeBron, wasn't it?
in '07. Yeah.
Yeah. And then in oh 05 it was like Vince Carter and Jason Kidd and all those guys.
Yeah, so it's probably they beat a better team.
That's why I would say
Okay,
oh
we can go
05 team.
'05.
Damn, I'm on
Um,
a roll.
'06 Miami is Shaq and D Wade. who came back from 0-2 against the Mavs, if I'm not mistaken. And a lot of this, I'm really just off of memory, so fuck off if you trying to, you know, fact check me. 98 Bulls. That's the end of the run. That was the final. That was the last of the three-peat. I mean, that's a I don't give
I
a
feel like
they
you
had
got to do that.
they
Yeah.
got Rodman. Like,
Yeah.
I know
Even
like
though
who guards
'06
Shaq.
Miami is like,
Yeah.
fuck me. But
They were Wade
it's
was brutal,
it's
man.
the
He was
goat
a
though.
show.
It's
Yeah.
the goat though.
Okay, this one's interesting. 97. So this is when he didn't win MVP, if I'm not mistaken, and Malone won, and I think that was flu
Mhm.
game and the push off and the whole shindig. I think that was his fifth one versus the Lakers of 2000. So that's the Lakers beating the Pacers in the finals, and that's Shaq and Kobe. That's like I think their first championship though.
Yeah. I still
I'm
think
pro-
Bulls.
I'm going Bulls too because it's a little too early. This one's interesting. 2012 Miami versus '08 Celtics. So the Celtics battled with Miami in 2012.
Yeah.
They were going at them, but the '08 Celtics versus the 2012 also was the Thunder Miami. That's
It
when they
was
beat Durant.
the first one.
Yeah. It was his first championship because he choked in 11 against the Mavs.
Yes.
I'm going Celtics. I know there's a bias there, but that team was tough.
They're just more well-rounded, I think.
Experienced Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, defense. It's just
Rajon Rondo,
2012,
Doc was a
LeBron
better, well, no,
might
he
be the
wasn't a better coach.
greatest
He was a better
player
coach than he is
ever,
now.
though.
My thing with Miami is they had Ray Allen, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. I think it's Miami.
you think so because of LeBron? He's
I
tough.
mean, if one of your best guys on your '08 team is like the fourth best guy on
But
Miami's
there's that's a
2012 team, I
four-year
think
difference.
that's a
That's a
big
four-year
deal.
difference. I
But he
mean,
won them a game the
But
next
Ray
year.
Allen was winning like he had dropped 40 against the Bulls in '09. Like
Was he on their team though, or did they pick him up and then they beat the Spurs?
he was not on their team in 2012. Now that you say that,
Okay.
I don't think he
Okay.
was.
Yeah, because that was the whole thing, like, oh, he's a traitor because he went to
Yes.
Miami. Yeah.
Yeah, because we lost to them in 12. You're correct.
Okay, we'll give you Celtics. I
Okay,
think the
15.
16 Heat or the 14 Heat or whatever one is the
That's
other
gonna be
one. That's
tough.
the one that I'm thinking of.
Yeah. 2004 Pistons is to stop the four-peat
Of
from
the
the
Lakers.
Lakers.
Yeah.
Rasheed Wallace, Rip Hamilton, Tayshaun Prince, Chauncey Billups. And then the 15 Warriors is Steph's first title.
You remember playing NBA Live '05 or some shit? We played as the Pistons and we were like
They were
playing
good.
together and
I hit a half
to,
quarter with
to win.
Chauncey. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was fucking awesome. Are you sure
I'm
that
low
was
key
you? I'm
gonna.
pretty sure that was me.
No, I think that was me. I'm much better at that game
Yeah,
than you
okay.
were. I'm gonna go with the. Who you taking?
I think Detroit. I don't think the first one the Warriors won was
Steph was not
he
special. He was
wasn't he
very. He
wasn't
won MVP, didn't he? But or not in the finals,
he
but
wasn't
that
the
season.
dominant guy that we
No,
know him as
Iguodala was
yet.
the. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yep.
fuck that.
That alone is why it's not
Yeah.
it.
Okay, so the 99 Spurs is Tim Duncan's rookie season, but also with the Admiral
Yeah.
Robinson. So they had that duo down there. That's a fuck show versus the 18 Warriors, which is Kevin Durant's last year.
Um
I hate to,
I think
I
the
don't,
18 Warriors
I was gonna
probably
say,
has
I
him.
don't think anyone could guard the Spurs down low, and they were tough, but they're not touching Durant. Like
No.
that's special. Okay, so let's continue there. 15 Warriors or 18 or 15 or 404 Pistons, excuse me, versus 18 Warriors.
Um
I think it's the
I'm going
Warriors.
Warriors.
Yep. And then let's go. We had
Celtics
Celtics versus the
or
Bulls.
the Bulls. I gotta go Bulls.
Bulls. And then we had
The Bulls
Bulls
and the
or the five.
05 Spurs.
Yep.
I got Bulls again.
Yep. And then we have the Bucks versus the 17 Warriors. We're
You gotta
going
go Warriors,
Warriors. So now we
unfortunately.
have the 98 Bulls versus the 17 Warriors. If my matchup is correct. That's a great fucking
Fuck.
matchup.
Fuck.
um,
That's his last one. So he's a little older.
but it's Durant's first one. So they're still gelling.
I think, okay. So I know I'm only going to do this because of how the bracket's laid out. I'm going to go Warriors for this one.
You can't look at how the bracket's laid out. Pick the winner.
Yes, I am. I think I want the Warriors for this one.
Okay. I will side with that one because I think that so then down
Durant
here
is tough with Curry just in his fucking
we
prime.
have the 97 Bulls versus the 18 Warriors.
That is where I'll take the Bulls. So now we have
Yeah,
97 Bulls and the 17 Warriors.
I'm taking this 97 Bulls.
Exactly. I wanted
Yeah.
that matchup, the Warriors best team against the Bulls best, one of their best teams.
Okay, so our final bracket or our final participant up here is the 97 Bulls.
Yeah.
On to the bottom. We just said, but Warriors. Oh boy, this one gets tough. Starting at the top, we have 2001 Lakers. That is the step over AI, and then they just rock that team against Olajuwon's first. Shaq
um,
Olajuwon matchup. I know they played. I think Shaq played the Rockets in the Magic in one of the in his too.
yeah, because
But
those years aren't as far apart as you think.
yeah,
I
I'm
still
going
think it's
Lakers.
Lakers. Yeah.
They were I one of the Lake. I don't remember. I think it was the '01 team. They won like 18. They had like two losses or something. Like or they didn't lose in the playoffs. Like they
Yeah.
just wiped. They had like one loss and just wiped everyone. Oh, excuse me. Raptors in 19 with Kawhi versus the '09 Lakers who beat the Magic.
Oh, I still think the Lakers probably.
Yeah, with Powell and Lamar Odom. Shout out
Yeah.
Lamar.
Yeah. We'd love to have you on the
2013.
pod, Lamar.
Yeah. Okay. So this is interesting. 2013 Miami, the
I
team
like
that
this.
came back and beat the
The
Spurs
Spurs
somehow, and then
or
beat them in Game 7 against
or
the
the team
team that.
that beat them 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I
But
like this matchup.
this is a more refined Miami. They're 2 years
I think it's
later.
Miami because I Dallas shouldn't have won in 2011 too. You're telling me a slow fucking 7 footer
Dirk was a massive man,
beat
and
like the
JT
best guy on the
Terry
planet for the
is
10th
Sean
straight
Marion
year?
shoots from his chest.
Yeah.
They were tough.
I don't know
JJ
how,
Barea.
but yeah, I think Miami in 13.
I would agree. Um, Lakers in 2002 to end the streak. They're three, or the 16 Cavs.
I think the 16 Cavs, that LeBron is different. He was like 40, 10, and
It-
15 the whole time.
that team's gonna spot the Kobe Shaq team like two
Yeah.
games, and then
Yeah.
Shaq's gonna like start eating and be like, we won already," and then they're gonna get fucked because Kyrie's gonna just
Yeah.
go off. I don't know who guard. I mean, I don't know who guards Shaq though. That's the one problem. I have no. What Mozgov? Like I have no fucking clue.
Yeah, but LeBron will just figure it out.
92 Bulls. So that's his first. I have 92 Bulls on there twice. I just realized that.
I was just gonna say,
So we'll count that as the 93 team. 92 Bulls or the 2003 Spurs.
is 92 his first one?
Yes.
And what are the Spurs in 03?
Sp- That was Duncan's second
Hmm.
against who was that? That was against the Nets. Well, what was 2004 then or 5?
I
2005 was against the Pistons. So that was the Nets team. Sorry. That was my fact checking.
I'll go
I'm
Spurs because they're probably a little more refined than the Bulls are. At
young MJ and a
yeah,
Greg Popovich team. You no
yeah,
coaching disparity there.
right.
Lakers 2010, Spurs 14. Ooh, tough. So Lakers beat the Celtics in 7. I'm taking Spurs 14. That team was a
With
well-oiled
Kawhi,
machine. Yeah, on the
like,
come up.
oh yeah,
They were on
that
a
was
mission to
unreal.
beat the fuck out of the
That
Heat
team is
too.
fucking good.
This is Interesting. I think this one's actually low key
This is
interesting.
tough because I don't like either of these
Uh,
teams.
Lakers 2020 is the bubble win, and then the Warriors 2022 beat the Celtics, who were like, we were good, but we weren't that good, and like
Yeah,
Steph
that
was
was the most
good, but he
boring
wasn't.
finals I've ever watched.
Yeah.
I
I think
mean,
I'm gonna go Lakers 2020 because
just
Anthony
because they
Davis
have
was
just
tough.
because they have Davis and LeBron.
Yeah.
And if you say
Clay
it
was a
wasn't in the
shell of
bubble, but
himself.
they're like, okay, we're gonna play this in a normal arena, that would have been different, right?
Yes.
I'll go with Lakers 2020. I'm not a
So
22 Warriors are just not it.
no, and that's what cemented Steph's legacy, and it's kind of soft to me. So the bottom one should be Bulls 93 and then Bulls 96.
I
I'm
think
taking the
96 all day.
96 Bulls is tough.
That's I know.
Uh 96 Bulls or 2020 Lakers.
96 Bulls.
Yeah, I think so. So 2014 Spurs or 2003 Spurs or 2003
2003
Spurs.
Spurs. I like 14 still.
I think 14's better
Well
too.
oiled.
16 Cavs versus 13 Mavs. Oh wow.
Or
Or
no,
13
Miami.
Miami. Oh God.
I think
That's tough because
um
LeBron is at his peak in Miami or Cleveland.
yeah, I think it's Miami because they have
I
a
think
better
their
team.
overall team, Shane
Yeah.
Battier, like
And you have
Mario
fucking
Chalmers could hit shots and
yeah, I
D
think it's
Wade and
13.
yeah. Um, who did we go with? We went
We had
Raptors?
Lakers,
Oh no, Lakers
Lakers,
and
Lakers.
it's oh
I
01 Lakers. I'm
01
sorry.
Lakers or 09 Lakers. Yeah, 01.
It's 01 Lakers because no one's guarding Shaq on like Pau Gasol's gonna get manhandled.
Yeah.
Like and Kobe not like equals each other out. Okay, so
Yeah.
01 or we have 01 Lakers versus 13 Heat. Oh shit. So Kobe and Shaq versus oh my God, that's tough.
Yeah,
And you have Spoelstra versus Phil Jackson.
yeah. It's basically a wash. I think it comes down to
I know my answer.
who can guard Shaq, and I don't think anyone can.
Nobody can. I'm picking the 01
Yeah.
Lakers.
Yeah, I think I like that.
Okay, so 01 Lakers, and then down here we
14
had the
Spurs and
14
96
Spurs.
Bulls.
It's the Bulls
Yeah. It's 96 Bulls,
and the 01
01
Lakers.
Lakers.
Wow.
Fuck. Why couldn't
Because you
this be the
have
final? Why couldn't this be the
Col
final?
I think we should go 01 Lakers. Here's my argument. Because Kobe and Jordan are very similar,
Hmm.
but nobody like Shaq was just on uh with that podcast with Draymond. He's like, "Who's guarding me?" And he's like, "We're gonna double." He's like, "Nah, you come down, I'm checking your ass." Like, no, I'm like,
Yeah.
it's over. He's gonna
Yeah.
go for 60.
Yeah. I think
Rodman,
who's our top up there? It's 98 Bulls. Eh,
uh,
Yeah, it's 98
yeah,
Bulls. I like 96 Bulls over 98 Bulls.
I do too.
But
So if you take the Lakers here,
it
then
can't
you
I don't want it to be
necessarily
two
say the Lakers
Bulls.
win it all. You'd say the
Yeah.
Lakers win it all then, because if the Lakers beat the 96 Bulls, then you're saying that, and you like them better, then you're going to say the Lakers beat the 98 Bulls.
Right. That's why I don't know if I can. I think this is the true final. Lakers
It
01,
is.
Bulls
I think, I
96.
think, I think either way, one of those two teams beats the 98. So if this is the final, I'm
Yeah.
going to go
But
with,
how the bracket is, you have to play the bracket.
yeah, but either way,
I think I'm
it's Jordan. I don't know.
I think it's
Make a
fuck, man.
decision. And
I,
the pod, make a decision.
I'm a this is Shaqtology. I'm going with Shaq.
You
Lakers.
think Lakers because you just can't guard
How
them.
do you yeah, I just don't know. And you made a good point. Kobe basically is the second coming of fucking Jordan. Yeah, I don't know, man.
So then Lakers 01 is the best team ever because they beat the 98 Bulls
I think
in the last 32
since they
years.
had to play the 96 Bulls, they would have been that would have brought them through the
Battle
ringer.
tested.
And then they had to face the 98 Bulls, and they probably would have lost against the 98 Bulls.
You're going 98 Bulls with the win? That's horseshit. No, it's 0-1 Lakers then. I still think it should be 96 Bulls. I do.
Yeah,
That's
I
one of the
still
greatest
think.
teams ever.
But how are they going to beat the 0-1
I know.
Lakers?
That's why I'm totally.
That sucks. I think the seeding made this difficult,
Yeah, because it was
but
all
that's what makes
random.
it
I didn't
fun
put.
because
Yeah,
it's like the 96 Bulls, we think we're probably the best team out of all these, and they still didn't
but
make
it's
it to the
part of the
finals.
matchup.
It's all
Yeah,
matchups, yeah.
I wanted to do it like with a smaller number of teams and do it how we want the NBA to seed. Like you pick your opponent because no one would have
Oh,
picked
hell yeah.
the Lakers because they were like, "Fuck, we don't want to play Shaq," or no one wants
Yeah,
to pick the Bulls, right? Like
right.
only the Bulls are gonna pick the Bulls because they're like, "Well, we could beat my own self," right?
Yeah.
So like that would have been really interesting to see for
Oh
sure.
man. I mean, these are just great teams
And you
though.
have Phil Jackson against Phil Jackson. Like you have very mimicking, but like who guards Scottie Pippen?
Right. It's
And-
they're just it goes to show like how different the times have changed.
But
You had
one
like the
thing we
really
have
slow
said
big guys and you have the wings, like they all play there's positions in basketball now there's not.
to wrap it up with this, the majority of our finalists were, I don't think we had anyone past 2016, 15, 14. Like we did not have a lot of recent teams in here.
Right.
It would be the 18 Warriors maybe or the 17 Warriors, whichever one we
Yeah,
had.
yeah. So
But
that just
outside of
goes to show
them,
the dominance back then.
back then it just shows how good they were and how that we think even though they with today's rules that still would have translated. Like
Hmm.
you couldn't check Jordan. Man, that's a fucking problem. Like,
That's over, yeah.
and what are you doing with Shaq in the paint if you can't hack him? He's
Yeah.
just gonna kill you.
Yeah.
So that's
No,
an
that's tough.
interesting,
I would
yeah.
like to point out too that your team is on here just as many times as my team is.
That's not true.
Yeah, '08 Celtics and
Oh,
then
damn.
21 Bucks, you dumb bitch.
Well, no, I was just counting that we won this year already because in my head it's
Oh
over.
yeah, I'm sure. We'll fucking see, baby. No, that was fun.
Okay.
That's cool to think of it like that.
Yeah, that's a good one. I want to do that in the NFL one time.
Yeah, that's
I saw it
tough.
on CBS and they did it. Shout out to them. And it ended up pretty much with Patriots and Chiefs when
Yeah.
you really think about it.
Yeah.
But it's an
I mean, I
interesting.
think our I know we're biased
I
here, but
know
our
they
championship team is
like
fucking good, man.
canceled them out way too fast. I was like, what? You're just
Yeah.
it
Especially
was
when you look at that was the year that sprung us into, oh, now we're 15-1. Now
we
we're
won 18
going,
or 19 games in a row from when
yeah.
we had to get into the playoffs plus
And
the next
then,
15
right.
or
And then
14.
we get to how many NFC championships? We're going deep into the playoffs, deep into the playoffs, like for like 7 more years. We just never, got
Yeah.
anything out of it. But that team sprung us into action. You had like Clay Matthews, like even our defense was amazing.
Young Clay and young
Young
BJ with
and
Charles
fucking,
Woodson and Nick
yeah.
Collins.
Are you kidding
Yeah.
me?
Prime
Hell
AJ
yeah.
Hawk.
Yes.
Colin Jenkins,
I think
Jarrett
we're I
Bush.
think we're up there. But yeah, that would
Yeah,
be fun to do that.
it's an interesting one, but yeah. All
All right,
right,
we'll
that's
know
it.
who's playing in the finals next week.
Will we?
I think so.
Okay.
There's gonna be three more. There's got to be four more games between now and then,
Yeah, it would be. Well, it would
right?
be Wednesday. It
Because they
would be
play
Thursday,
tonight.
Saturday,
That's game four, and then there's three more
Monday.
games. Yeah. So,
So
but
we could be going to a game 7. You don't know. Celtics brought it to 7 last year down 3-0. It's happened.
I don't see it happening. Especially going back to fucking. Or no, they're in Dallas.
Yeah, so if you win today, that's what the Celtics did. They had 2 at home. You just had to peel off game 6 and you're there.
No.
No, I don't think it's happening. I think it's done.
Yeah. Get ready for
Bring
Luca.
game
Luca Magic.
June 6th, baby.
All right. Sounds good.
Next pod, you're a
Episode
year older.
37.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. I just got a call too that the haircut place, he's out of town. I was supposed to get my haircut on this Friday on my birthday. So now I have to fucking wait like 2 more weeks. Like, God damn it. That's the worst. Like going longer with like thinking you're gonna get your haircut, and then you suddenly can't, and you gotta go like 2 more weeks longer. That sucks. But whatever. It's all part of getting older, man.
I was gonna
You don't
say
get what
this.
you want. All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Yeah, peace.